Today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to use CSS and jQuery together. This is how we're going to start out with. We have our HTML file and 3 images. And this is what you see over here, 3 images. And I also created 3 top nav for our page, which is what you see over here. Home, service, and contact. And I gave my menu items a width of 80, height of 30, and I gave it a background color of gray, which is why you see it over here. If you want to change the background color to say black, save your file and refresh, it will change to black. Okay, so let's have some fun with jQuery. Let's go back to our template, and this is what we're gonna do. We're going to say whenever the user click on a menu items class, do something, right? So when the user clicks on menu items, we're going to say this element is going to change its color. So you're going to go .css background color green. Save your file. Refresh. Look, see that? And what if I click on the second option, services? It also turns green, and contact also turns green. I don't want that. Let's go back to the page. Let's create another class in CSS called active. Okay, and we're going to have this background color of green. And this is where we're going to have fun with jQuery and CSS working together. Okay, we're going to delete this. We're going to go add class active. But before we turning this element menu home, for example, to have a class called active, we have to deactivate the rest of the menu items also. So we're going to go menu items, remove class active, and only turning on the one that was clicked on to have a class of active. Click save. Go back to your page, refresh. Click home, it turns green. Click service, first off it turns everything off. It removes other active classes off, and only turning on the one that was clicked on to have a class of active. And our class of active has a background color of green. You see what happened? So if I click on contact, first it's going to turn everything off, all the menu elements off, removing the active class, and only turning on the active class of the contact element that was clicked on, giving it a green color. You see that? Okay, what's next? I want to show the images. Say I have 3 images, right? And I want to align all of these images stacking on top of each other. I don't want them to align like this. It's too hard to see. I want all of them to stack on each other at this position right here, an absolute position. And I can do that by finding out its class. I have a class called my images. Okay, so I'm going to declare my images to have an absolute position. By doing so, it's going to align the absolute position right here for all 3 images. Click refresh. You don't need to scroll anymore. All of the images are stacking on top of each other at this position over here, laying down the images. Okay, now what would happen if I click home? I want the home image to show up. If I click service, I want the service image to show up, or contact, I want the contact image to show up. Okay, notice how I try to name the image with the same name as the menu. Let's do this. I would say I want to go var temp, and I'm going to say this ID, right? So whatever the menu that was clicked on, I want to pass this into a var temp. Check this out. If I click on home, it's going to say menu home. If I click on service, it's going to say menu service. Menu home, menu service. Now I want to split this temp variable at the hyphen that I have over here. Temp split by the hyphen, right? And I'm going to just alert the second value of the variable of the array. So I'm going to say S1. The first array would be 0. The second array of the split would be a 1. So if I say alert S0, it would alert menu, menu, menu. If I say alert S1, it would alert home, service, and contact. And that is what I want to match up the image down here. Home, service, and contact. We're gonna save your file and just try it out. Home, home, service, service, contact, contact. And again, remember, if we change this into a 0, refresh, home, menu, service, menu, contact, menu. That's not what we want. We want the second cell in the array. Okay. So we want to turn this image on, right? So what we would do is we're going to go, first of all, we're going to say all of the my images, turn them off. Okay. And we're going to set a new var, new variable, to be the one that we just found. And then we're going to say, we're going to go a pound sign for the ID of the image, plus new variable show. So what this would do is, first of all, is finding the second cell of the ID, putting it into a new variable, and then it turns off all the classes of my images. So all of these my images would disappear, would hide themselves. And then we would say we were going to call the image ID plus the new variable. Say we clicked on home, we want this home image to show up. So we would append image hyphen new variable to show. Save, refresh, home, service, contact, home, service, contact. See how neat that is? Now say if you want to give it some nice effects, you can call it fade in, slow, okay, so that you can have that fade in and fade out effect. Refresh the page, fade in, fade out effects, you know, that's it. Pretty cool, huh? CSS and jQuery from natonet.com.